Welcome back to You Be the Judge from the Houdini Museum. And Dorothy Dietrich is going to share one of her magic tricks with us, the newspaper trick.
The
Dorothy?
newspaper. Well, you know, you read the newspaper every day, right?
Sure.
Do you believe everything you read in the newspaper?
Sure.
Actually, I like that one that's got the sails. Does that look like I'm tearing it?
Sure does.
Yeah.
It's a trick. It's an illusion. Actually sounds like I'm tearing it, doesn't
I
it?
can hear you tearing it.
Yeah.
Sounds good, right?
Yes.
Sounds good, yeah.
Actually, you can see torn pieces.
Yes.
Yeah? I don't know. It might be a trick. It might be a total trick. It's an illusion. I'll prove it. Go like that.
Na, 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 na.
Yeah,
Wow.
Holy moly.
Fantastic.
What
That's the
did I
same
say?
newspaper.
The same
yeah.
newspaper.
And she won't tell me how she does it.
Now, I've been told, Dorothy, that you do a trick from a burning rope hanging upside down, and you get out of a straitjacket before the rope burns and breaks and crashes you 50 feet to the ground.
Yeah, I've done
But I've
that.
also been told that you've offered to give Dick an opportunity to show him how to do that trick, and he doesn't want to do it.
No, he's usually busy.
Yeah.
He said he'll do it the second Tuesday of next week.
I have a psychiatrist meeting every day of the week. I can't manage to get to do it. I have no time off.
The magic that you perform at the birthday parties, and we're going to go in and see the birthday room in a couple minutes, but
Yeah.
the magic that you do there must be wonderful for
Well,
the kids.
here's what we like. We love doing entertaining kids and families. All of our shows are family appropriate, so I don't care who you are. It's appropriate for kids, adults, seniors, even teenagers like it. And so the birthday parties, our main idea is to pamper the birthday person and make it the most special day of their whole life. And during the show, they are treated like a junior magician on stage. And at the end of the show, we actually levitate the birthday person on stage.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
they actually go
they don't
up in
just
the air.
lay there on the table, you know, they actually float up in the air. And the great thing is that people that have never been here before, when they see that happening, you could see tears coming out of the mother's eyes, you know, like,
That's
oh,
great.
wow, that's so beautiful.
I have 2 grandchildren,
Oh, great.
both of whom were born around Thanksgiving. And maybe we can arrange for them to come out
Oh, sure,
for a family birthday party.
love
and
that
think it'd be
idea.
a lot of fun.
We have something new now. When anyone has a birthday party here, we have a billboard out front that lights up and their name is on the billboard. So right on Main Avenue, so you can drive your kid by all week and see their name on the billboard. It's really very cool.
And maybe I'll talk Becky into coming out with a camera and we can video the birthday.
Oh, that would
which
be
would
fun.
be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
People always say it's the best party they had in their life, and now we act, because we've been here so long as part of the community, we have people who had their birthday party here as a kid bringing their kids to a birthday party here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's connecting with the community.
Yeah, it's great.
That really is. What are some of the other things you do here?
We have every Saturday and Sunday, we're open for the Houdini Tour and Magic Show. That's at 1 o'clock. They see a short film right here in the theater on the monitors. There's also a guided tour through the Houdini collection. We tell them some fun stories. We don't let you just kind of roam through museum and try to figure out what's there. We actually guide you through and tell you some fun stories about Houdini, because we know so much of Houdini's history. We keep it entertaining the whole time. And then back into the theater for the most amazing magic show with doves, a duck, a rabbit, 2 poodles magically appear, and we do the levitation in that show as well. And that is every Saturday and Sunday, but you should always reserve, because we're a small space. We do sell out, you know, thank goodness, because we do sell out sometime. And then in the evenings, on Saturday evening.
Oh, in the summer, though, we do the Houdini tour every day.
Every day.
60 days in a row.
Wow.
60 days in a row. And then in the evening, you saw?
On Saturday evening, we do something that's out of this world. You're not going to see anything like it anywhere on the planet. This building is over 100 years old, And so we explain to the audience how it's haunted and tell the whole story about the hauntings that occur here, and then go through the 7 steps to go into a dark evening. We do experiments with mind reading, mental telepathy, clairvoyance, telekinesis, psychometry, and then a short break with free snacks, pizza, and refreshments. Woohoo! And then a seance in the dark with all kinds of things happening in the dark, lots of screaming, giggling, laughing. Some people actually yelled, "Turn on the lights, I gotta get out of here."
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
It's a
people
hoot.
are-
It's a real
People
hoot.
are blown away because we've actually studied all of this, so we really relate to the audience, and it's a really fun. It's 4 hours long, and they don't want to leave.
This is you're talking about something that I feel very strongly about, and that's bringing a group of coworkers at an office together.
We do
to
a lot
try
of
to-
that.
to try to
Yeah.
build camaraderie and friendship and that kind of thing. That would be a really wonderful thing. And you do that every Saturday?
No, we can do it any.
We can
for
do
your-
it if you have a group of 13 or more. We can do it any night of the week.
Never bring 13. I'm very superstitious. And that's an
So
unlucky
then you're going to
number.
have to bring
12
12.
or
Well,
14.
12 and pay for 13.
That's right, or 14.
Or 14.
and Dick, what type of magic do you do?
Just about every kind of magic imaginable. I've been doing it since I'm a kid because that's all I've ever done. When I was in the Army, I was in special services. So you name it. I actually did a comedy act for a lot of years. I worked with Bobby Darin and
No kidding.
Yeah, Jack Jones and a lot of other people on the road and stuff like that. And we like creating our own venue, both of us, because we don't like traveling. It's glamorous for a while, but you're in and out of suitcases, hotel rooms. You go to the biggest places, London, you go to New York City, you go to Las Vegas, Hollywood, and what do you see? You see the nightclub you work or the theater you work.
And the hotel and
and
then
the
the plane.
hotel,
That's
and
right.
then you come home. So we like setting up our own venue where we can lead more of a normal life.
That's great. That's great. And you've enjoyed this house.
Yeah, well,
you
we
know, it's
don't live
great.
here, but we've been here, like we say, 22 years or 23 now.
This is 23
and it's just been so great.
That is neat.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Houdini. What was the thing
Well,
that was
Houdini
most special
performed
about
in
it?
Scranton.
Yep.
And he did some challenges here that he did nowhere else. He did the beer barrel escape that he had stopped doing because it was so dangerous. Not so much he could drown, but the alcohol is absorbed in your pores. And a lot of times he would come out and he would be dizzy and just about pass out inside of there.
And that trick required him to get into a beer barrel?
Yeah, full
and
of
then-
beer.
Standard brewery here in
Standard
Scranton.
brewery.
Put them in a
Wow.
barrel of true age beer.
Wow.
Yeah, we have the newspaper articles. We did all the research.
That is neat.
And then with J.B. Woolsey and Company here in Scranton, they put him in a packing crate with 7 pounds of nails. And they built it on stage because they were afraid if they built it ahead of time, he would tamper with it or use his own box. So they built it out of 2-inch wood, 7 pounds of nails. Houdini got out in 6 minutes, less time than it took them to build it.
Wow.
And when they looked at it, there was no way he could have escaped. It was still nailed together, locked shut. So it was not just an escape, it was a miracle.
That's
The
amazing.
really amazing thing is that, all right, people remember that he was a magician and an escape artist, but what they don't know is the one thing that well, there's a lot of things that he did that nobody will ever do, but he had a $1,000 challenge that you could put him in anything that he couldn't get out of, you would take home a $1,000 prize. And $1,000 was a lot
money.
of money back
Sure.
then. You could buy 4 pounds of meat for 25 cents. So what can we buy for a quarter today? You know,
A gumball.
so that was a fortune of money. So he escaped from, like, a football manufacturing company sewed him into a giant football, an envelope factory put him in a giant envelope. The suffragettes wrapped him in wet sheets and tied him to a bed. A whale was beached on the shore, and everybody was off to the shore taking a picture of themselves with this dead whale, right? So Houdini says to his buddy, his assistants, he says, "Let's get over there." You know, so he says, "All right, tie me in there. Sew me into the well."
Wow.
And so he did. He escaped from the whale. That had to
His,
be bad.
his area of magic really was the escape, wasn't it?
And he actually did everything. He did a 3-part show. He had part magic, fun, happy-go-lucky magic, and then he did an escape, And at the end of his life, he had a full evening show, and the final part of his show was exposing the spirit mediums.
Wow.
And he
So
closed
ending
with that.
the show with that. So you can imagine how passionate everybody was about the subject,
Yeah.
but the fact that he was able to turn the end of the show into something totally amazing at the end and help people not get conned.
That's great. That's great. Now, I want you to stay tuned, because when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Thursday and why it is so significant and important. So please stay tuned to You Be the Judge. I'm Todd O'Malley with the law offices of O'Malley and Langen. If I say the word tragedy, what do you think? Floods, hurricanes, devastation on a huge scale. I bet not one of you thought work injury. And that's a problem in our society. Just because something happens one person at a time doesn't make it any less significant. Over 3.5 million people are injured or killed on the job every year, each an individual tragedy. If you've been hurt at work, call O'Malley and Langen, 1-800-817-COMP.
Do you believe in clean water, fresh air, safe roads, and the natural beauty of our region? Learn about the unwanted effects of gas drilling. Visit gdacoalition.org.